Awesome, it's gonna look amazing, okay? Welcome to the OR, guys. It is time for facial feminization. For this amazing patient, I'm going to lower her hairline, lift the eyebrows, take this bone out, make it flat, cut the eyebone, lift the cheeks up, remove the hairline. It's going to look amazing. Let's do it. So our first step is we're going to make our incision. Now we're making what's called a trichophytic incision, where the hair will interdigitate into the incision. You don't want a straight line here or it looks irregular. So what we do is we have a gentle curve. And we follow her natural hairline. And we're going to cut on the back here. Cut here. This is straight. And this is the hair that we're removing. We want to interdigitate. Now we remove this extra skin. We're going to lower the hairline. And this is the skin that we're going to help lift the eyebrows up with and lower the hairline. So it gets a little bloody here. So we'll work with that. Beautiful. So now what we're doing is we're lifting above the deep layer of the superficial temporal fascia to protect the temporal nerve. Gently lift all this up. And now we're staying above the periosteum here. Go all the way down below the deep layer of the superficial temporal fascia. Just protect the nerves and get a little dabbing in there. Now the bleeding will calm down. We're lowering the blood pressure a little bit more so we don't stress. We'll keep an eye on it. But it'll slow down just a few minutes. This is a temporal fusion line. I'm gonna be really careful here. All right, now we're just marking where we're gonna make our incision. We go to the temporal line on the side here. See all the beautiful vasculature here to release all this fire stick. I'm going to release the lateral orbital rim. I'm going to cut that back. You can see the side of the eyeball, front, and everything that we're going to be taking down. Release here. Can we find the same marks? But you can see this big frontal sinus. We're going to take all that bone out. Here we see the supraorbital nerve. You can see it. Right here. That's the supraorbital nerve. Artery and vein are behind it. Same thing here. We can see it. Supraorbital nerve, artery and vein are behind it. We'll start drilling in a minute. We're going to start doing our bone reduction. So now what we're doing, we're blue lining the sinus, and we're going to take this whole thing out and we're going to expose the back and the front, the back of the sinus and the front of the brain very carefully. All right, friends, now we're using our saw, and what we're doing is we're cutting out the skull. This is an ultrasonic saw. I think it works really well. We're gonna cut my side, which I've already delineated, where the brain is. And here you gotta be really careful, because if we are wrong, I'm gonna say it twice, if we are wrong in this assessment, we are gonna 100% get into the brain and have a big problem. So we have to be very right, extremely right, the most right. I'm gonna go right in front of the nerves here and cut this way so I can preserve a bridge of bone protecting the nerve. Now I've cut all of this. This is the toughest segment I've saved that I'm gonna cut next. So wash the nerve. So I gotta make sure that I stay above the drain. Because if I push even a little bit too deep, we're gonna have a problem. And it might have spinal fluid coming at us, but if we do, we'll fix it. Now, the cut feels really good here, but when I was cutting in the middle there, I felt like I was hitting some resistance. I have to go back there. Otherwise, this bone will shatter when I take it out. Onto, beautiful, thank you so much. Perfect. I feel there's something not connected here on. Right here, see that? I'm hitting something here, Patrick. There it is. Right here, I'm hitting something else. I think it's a sinus septae. All right, friends, so now we've cut around the bone. Now we're going to go ahead and take our osteotome and gently crack it off the patient's skull. Now, if you did this right, we don't see brain. We see just a hue of it. If you did it wrong, Dr. Bertoni is going to be very mad. So I'm going to gently remove it live. And we see the mucosa of the frontal sinus. Let's suction to make sure there's no injury to the brain. So that's a perfect cut. Thank God. It went really well. People say, were you nervous doing that? Absolutely, I'm cautious, I'm thinking. You can see the nose through there, the sinuses. This is the mucosa lining of the frontal sinus. Everything is intact beautifully. What we're going to drill the sinus back. All right, friends, so remember when I said I was hitting a rock when I was taking it out, or something firm? It was this bone here. So now we're going to take down all the intersinus septae very gently. And we're going to take all these down. Number one, it helps the sinus drainage. We're modifying the sinus. And number two, we can set the sinus back more. So here we just drill this back. All right, friends, now we're going to set this back and see how much we can go. You can see we have our work cut out for us. It's still not insetting low enough. So what we're going to do is take down the margin some more. I want this completely flat, and not there yet. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and drill. I think the issue is here. We'll go ahead and drill this back. And this side right here. Let's go do that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to screw the plates in. It's very, very difficult. I'm using a self drilling screw. Now what I'm doing is I'm marking all the extra bone that I want to remove. Definitely all of this, all of that. Now we're thinning the bone still. Alright friends, we're now going down to the midface and then the midface lift. Lost in a minute. A beautiful dissection. Now we're going to gently do some blunt dissection. Now we're going to go ahead and take the implant. We're going to pass it through. And now we're securing our device into the skull. Emily's pulling really hard. Now what we're doing, we're undermining so we can lower the hairline. Now we're going to go ahead and put our implants in to do the brow lift, or secure the brow lift, I should say. We've already done it with our hands. Now we're drilling holes into the skull. Now we're going to secure the implant to the skull. Like that. And we'll advance the skull properly.